Hi guys, how are you doing today?
Yeah, it's fine.
Good.
I just took a shower since it's quite late
Me
actually.
too. Me too. So, shall we start by defining what makes a successful, sustainable urban community? I
Sure.
think each of us can share our focus first and also our challenges, and then we'll look for some connections. Okay,
Yeah,
so start with me. I'd argue housing is the foundation of a successful and sustainable urban community. Basically, because a sustainable housing actually links energy, water, food, and soil inside a single block. This basically not only reduces resource dependence but also turns residents into cooperators, which means they're building a tight community. And I think without this stable, sustainable housing, other initiatives cannot thrive and thrive. Survive.
yeah. So, are there any examples of cities where stable and sustainable housing has led to stronger community actually?
That's a good question because the challenges we're facing right now, especially in Hong Kong, is the densely populated urban areas. And many real estate companies just build some capsule apartments for those poor people and require high rent. This is actually bad housing. And one example to address this, I think, is in U.S. In the U.S., there's a sustainable and green housing ecosystem called CSA, which is centralized system agriculture. Basically, they plant vegetables and fruits on the roofs of housing, and the community can actually benefit from this agricultural practice. I think Hong Kong can also apply this.
Yeah, I see. But I think public services is also important part of uh, urban community. Since when we talk about what makes a successful and sustainable urban community, I think public services are really at the center. Services like transportation, healthcare, education as well, that make sure people have equal opportunities and good quality of life. So without this, a city cannot be sustainable. So the most important factors to consider is quality, since make sure everyone have the same access is more than just building hospitals or buses. So while this is actually quite a challenges because a lot of cities face these kind of questions and also rapid population growth and financial limits and also environmental pressures. So services often struggle to keep up, and unequal access is still a big issue.
That's a great point. So I think the real point and problem of public services is actually the easy access, right?
Yeah, and like I've looked up for research in India, they actually plots the entire transportation, and it's so that bus ridership decreased about 60%, and that happens especially in low income groups. So that would be an unequal access actually.
Hmm, God.
Yeah, I think like both housing and public service are really important for contributing to the urban communities. But I want to say that mobility is the one thing that ties the housing and service together. So I think the mobility, which means the transportation, is more important than those housing or public service. Transportation actually plays a very vital role in our daily lives. An efficient transportation system actually makes our lives more convenient since it enhances the accessibility and mobility of traveling to different locations. and which can allow us to reach our workplace, schools, shops, and other destinations quickly with less effort. And as a result, we can spend less time traveling and get more time to focus on our other aspects in our lives. And I think one of the key idea in transportation will be the walkability of an urban community. Walkability is actually refers to how friendly and rare for us to walking at the streets or walking to in the city, and it encompasses the factors like making the walking safe, convenient, comfortable for residents and visitors. High walkability is accurate indicates that the place is supporting walking as a primary mode of transportation. I think although like the translation is very good for the urban community, but it still have some limits for the translation and some challenge for them would be like the traffic congestions and the environmental impact on the translations, I think.
So, are there any specific examples of transportation best practice all around the world?
Mm, I
How,
think some concrete examples in Hong Kong, I think it's like just related to us. And in the transport department actually carried out some walkability enhancement measures to develop Hong Kong into a walkable city. As it included some like wayfinding signage, we can guide people to the specific locations and reduce the confusions of visitors when they are finding their way during the traveling in Hong Kong. And for the citizens, decluttering of some like non-essential traffic signs at the streets, which can release more space for us to walk, and we can have like a more larger place to fill in the streets, and we have a better environment for us when we are walking at the streets, so we're more willing to walk. And
uh,
this is the reason that I like recommend the walkability.
Yeah, so I both like agree what have you all talking about, like some public service and transportation and housing. But like beside of this, I think the most important uh is about diversity, equality, and inclusion. So I think sure, like it's true that like environmental harm will affect people, but not equally. And I think sustainability is not just about environment, but also about people. So I think DEI will be the most important factors because we need to like to take care of some vulnerable group, for example, like Black and people of just people of color community. We should like to connect each others and to create more comfortable and and very warm environments for them to feel that we are equal, we are the same, and we are not really different. But however, I think there are some challenges, such as there's some company they will not like because people are naturally have their bias. They may not like some people of some colored people, so some company may not to hire them. So I think there really have some inequality in doing some business thing stuff or some in education. Yeah.
that's really a good point because DI is something cultural, but transportation, housing, and public services are kind of governmental. So DEI requires more public strength. It
Mm-hmm.
needs more people to participate together, right, to create a social atmosphere. Is there any
Yes.
specific examples? Because is this feasible in Hong Kong?
Yeah, I do think so. So I think like so first of all, I think in Hong Kong, as many people living in Hong Kong, they can speak three languages such as English, Cantonese, Mandarin, and we think we can overcome the language barriers. So we can talking with people in English. So therefore we can like uh some it will spark an innovation. So we can share our ideas and thus to connect with others. So and besides, I think there is Pink Seasons, which is celebrates LGBTQ plus community. So I think this this event is not just a party, but is a powerful statement that everyone has a place here. So, which is, I think Hong Kong can create a community where everyone can feel they belong, and thus can connect uh, everyone and to make us more equal. Yeah.
That's so great. So I think, in conclusion, we can integrate the four factors together. And but in the first place, I want to, you know, give some first and second, third, and least priority of these four factors, because I think housing is still the most important part, because it's the basic survival requirement, right? People need to live,
Yeah.
people need to sleep, right? So housing may be the most important part, but also public services needs to keep up so that people are not just surviving, they are living, right?
Yeah.
Including education, medical health service, right? Also, I think transportation comes after, because transportation is about connecting, right? It connects public services and housing. It connects people and the government and multiple sections, functions in this urban community. And the last, but I think it's not the least, is DEI, because cultural things are sometimes, a little bit floating in the air, but actually it's an important part in our society. All of these four factors should be integrated into this community so that we can enhance the overall social welfare, and also not only physical health, but also physiological well being should be ensured in this whole society, right?
Yeah,
Mm.
we,
So that we can ensure no one is left behind, just like Benetton mentioned.
yeah,
So I think, in short, sustainable housing provides the base, and public services add some resilience above survival. Transportation connects, right? And finally, DEI ensures fairness and a sense of belonging for all of us. Together, these can make a truly successful, sustainable urban community. I
Yeah.
think that's all.
yeah,
And I'm glad that we come to a conclusion. Do you guys all agree? And
Yeah.
do you
Yeah,
guys
I will.
have
I
anything to
agree
add
with
up?
that.
No.
Okay. So I think that's all about our group discussion. And hope you guys have a wonderful night.
You too.
Bye. Thank you,
great.
Good
guys.
night. Bye.
Good night.
Night.